Today I sat down with head coach Terry Awasiak to look forward to this weekend's games and look back at last weekend's highlights.
Alright, so you guys have Grant MacEwan tomorrow night. How do you guys stack up with that team?
Last couple of years they've been a team in transition. They lost their coach. He was fired this year in the spring, and then their new coach that they brought in, he ended up quitting. So their recruiting really took a beating. They had some internal strife there, and they're trying to get it all pieced back together, and that all takes time. So they have a new coach there now, and he seems to be doing a pretty good job. So they were behind quite a bit as far as the recruiting go for players, but the games that they've played so far this year, they've been very competitive. So we have to make sure that we're ready for them.
Sure. Speaking of recruiting, you've got a new player coming up. What's that story?
Well, it wasn't like we were planning to recruit anybody. I'm extremely happy with our team, but myself and Jim Knight, we both know a lot of people, and now with the NHL lockout, a lot of these minor pro players are getting pushed out or phased out as the NHL players come down into the minors, and so that's what happened with this case. His name is Jordan Lane. He called us and asked if we were interested, and of course it'd be tough to say no. He's a 6'8", 230-pound left winger. He's played a couple of years of pro. Prior to that, he played in the Manitoba Junior Hockey League, and then he played also in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Okay. And so he brings added size again, his role is totally different at the college level. I mean, we don't have fighting in our league or anything like that. So he's going to get a good chance to develop his his skills, and eventually maybe he may go back to pro or maybe try the university level at some point, because he is big enough and he's got enough skill. He just needs to work on some things, and we're extremely excited about having him here. So
when's the first game that he'll suit up for you guys?
Well, probably not till he just showed up today, so it was his first day of school today. So by the time we get all the paperwork in and everything else, he might be ready for Friday. If not, it'll definitely be when we go to Briarcrest. So right now we've got 6'5" Kyle Kapinski. So I mean, now you throw a 6'8" guy, and we have I think 3 6'4" players. So the team has got a lot of size, and then he's just going to add to that, and I'm sure he's going to turn a few heads when he goes on the ice.
No kidding. So who gets the nod in goal tomorrow for you guys?
Kirby Halcro. We've been rotating pretty well. Each one gets one, and right now, we're just sort of feeling out which goaltender may become the number one. I mean, right now it's 1A and 1B, and it's early. So it's giving both goaltenders an opportunity to play, and so they're very happy with that. Neither of the goaltenders is looking to play all the games. Right now they're happy with the scenario, and it may go that way all year, unless something drastically happens where one goaltender basically falls off the face of the earth type of thing, or then in the playoffs you usually go with the hot hand. So
yeah, exactly. All right, so let's just take a quick step back here to Saturday night's game. That was a real battle. Certainly. After beating them 8-1 on the following Thursday, it was perhaps a little surprising, at least from my standpoint, but you guys battled hard and came out with a win. What can you say about Saturday night?
Well, it's not surprising to me. I've seen it. That's usually the trend. You blow a team out, and then you think the next game's going to be easy. And as a player. That's being on the wrong side of a blowout. You don't want to be embarrassed again. So you're not going to be outworked. You don't want that to happen again. And the other thing that happened also, they were short 2 players, so our team skating around in warm-ups and looking, oh wow, we blew them away the first game. They're short, so this will be easy. But there's pride in every player, and so they battled hard. Do they battle smart? No, I don't think so, but they work hard. And a team like us that's got a lot of skill and size, if we don't work as hard as they do, then we're not taking advantage of what we have. So it wasn't unexpected. Actually, the coaches and I talked about that. We weren't sure which way this was going to go, and it went the the way it does quite a bit nowadays, and is that our team was slow and sluggish to start. We outshot them in every period and carried the play, but we weren't as sharp as we were the nights we played them before. But in the end, and it's adversity, it's a team building thing, and if good teams find a way to win. And in the end, giving them a point really meant nothing to us. It was the 2 points we wanted anyway. So it worked out. The fans were happy. It was an exciting game. The coaches weren't happy. Players weren't happy. But in the end, it worked out.
One thing that I took from that game, and it was just a thing of beauty watching Matt Gray kill penalties. That's something that the past few games, he's all over the ice on the penalty kill. That's something that I've noticed.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because we've had a couple of meetings with Matt, and because his role has changed dramatically this last year, and we wanted him to be more of a player that could fill a penalty killing role, a player that could play against the other team's top line. One of the players. I mean, we have 6 guys that can do that, fill that role, but he was one of the key guys, I thought. So he's taken it, and although he struggled with the idea originally, he's taken it and embraced it. And in that game, it was him and Dustin Popovich that seemed to turn the momentum for us killing a penalty. They were, like, you're right, they were everywhere. Yeah. They created some opportunities. They were aggressive. And next thing you know, our old bench is up and excited about it. And that, to me, that was a turning point in our game where we started to take control. Yeah. Until those late goals. But I absolutely agree with you on that.
And I guess, speaking of Matt Gray, we can't talk about the last game without talking a bit about the big hit in the overtime period. Certainly looked clean from where I was standing. Is there a reason that they call a major penalty on a clean hit like that? It's
been something that's bothered me for a long time, and that I've seen it before with players that I've had that had major hits where they were clean hits, but they had a huge impact on the player where he was injured. And then they get automatically suspended because of the hit, because of the injury. And here's a player from the Huskies that basically had his head down, put himself in harm's way. And I agree. I've seen the video clip of the hit 4 or 5 times now, and it was a clean hit. That the player had his head down, and it was a shoulder check. So, it's frustrating rule. I know why they put it in there. It's to protect the players, but it really, a player that isn't thinking about that rule when he's coming to hit. They're all competitive players, both teams. So when they have an opportunity to hit somebody with their head down, they're going to take that. And so the ruling really in the operating code hasn't really slowed it down at all or changed anything. It just makes it easier for the referee that he knows right now. He called it a match. I think it was a terrible call, a 5-minute major at best. And then the league actually wanted to investigate it further because the write-up by the referee was more of a 5-minute major type suspension than versus a match call. And in the end, it's easier for the commissioner to just basically go with the referee, and that's exactly what happened. We just found out this morning that it was they upheld the match, and so he's got 3 games. And really, it's unfortunate. But that's not going to change Matt Gray when he comes back. He's a key part of our team, and now in his new role even more so. And so we've got enough depth to cover 4 while he's out of the lineup. But when he's back, he's going to be back playing the same Matt Gray he always was.
Absolutely. Any other lingering suspensions that are going to keep players out of this weekend's game?
No. Right now we've got the full squad, and so now it's a little difficult because we've got 7 defensemen, and we really have 5 lines. So now it's I have to pick and choose and how players practice who's going to play and who isn't. So there's going to be, and like today I have already the lineup that I'll post right after practice. So Thursdays are sort of a flow practice, a lot of shots for the goaltenders, but it's also the day that players find out who's playing and who isn't. So other than the goaltenders, so there's going to be a little apprehension there, and it's probably the hardest part of my job right now is telling a player he's not going to play. So they all want to play, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Right.
So we'll know today after practice who's playing, who isn't, and they aren't going to see a lot of changes, maybe one or two, and some of them won't be surprises to the players. But and again, once Jordan Lane is ready to go, he's an automatic. He'll be in there, you know, and it's pretty tough to keep a pro out of the lineup. So,
no kidding.
So right now, I think that the other thing about Jordan Lane coming on board was that our practice, when I broke the news to the guys, the practice picked up about 25%. They were so pumped about it.
Oh, wow.
So you know, it's not every day that a guy gets to play with a player like that. So you know, the guys are excited about it, and so you know, it should be it'll be great to see him in the lineup.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm looking forward to it. Just before I let you go here, I've got to say just a quick word about Jeff Marinese. He's 10 points in 4 games. You can't. I mean, what else can you say about that?
Well, you know what? It's funny because he played 4 years in Germany and professionally, and then Division III in his last 2 years, and he brings a wealth of experience. I mean, he played in the Manitoba Junior Hockey League, and he's a smart player, and he's got that pro attitude in that. You know, he doesn't waste a lot of energy at times, but he knows the game so well. He knows where everybody is on the ice, and the players just gravitate to him, like for information as far as you know, trying to learn things, you know, from a player's perspective other than a coach's perspective. So yeah, he was kind of a steal for us. It was just through another player I coached years ago. They were friends, and he suggested him that when he was finished playing in Germany to give me a call, and that's exactly what happened. And so yeah, no, he's been a pleasant surprise, and you know, actually Waterfield as well. Those two, you know, they're both 1-2 in scoring for defensemen, and you know, they give you a different dynamic out there when you've got you've got defensemen that are so offensively minded, but yet don't really give up a whole lot defensively.
Right. Great. Well, best of luck to you guys tomorrow and on Friday, and we'll be back next week.
Great, sounds good.